Hello guys and welcome to this Volkswizard video. Today we're going to go on a bit of a road trip. Now there's this road in Wales that I've been meaning to drive for a hell of a long time, and the sun is out. It's the end of December and it's over 10 degrees, so that's kind of a remarkable state of affairs, so I've got to make the most of this. So I'm going to set off now to mid-Wales. It's about 3 hours to do just over 110 miles, so it's quite an arduous trip, but it should be well worth it. So without any further ado, let's hit the road in Project GTI and go to Wales. I realise now I haven't really given you a walk around tour or made any videos on this car yet, so let's do that now. It's a 2007 Edition 30, it's in Tornado Red, it's a 3-door, it's quite a basic spec apart from it's got a multi-function steering wheel and something else. A few bits have been added since, I'll show you those in a minute. It's done 76,000 miles, it's had loads of owners, like 6 or 7, but not many in the recent times actually. They're all early on in its life and I can't see anything wrong with it to think that it's been had problems that people have sold it on because it's been great, touch wood. Anyway, let's have a look around. So 2007 Tornado Red, standard BBS CH wheels. I've got some wider ones that are the same style with Toyo R888 for track. Running the R32 Mark V brake setup, so that's quite a big disc, can't remember what they are now, 345s. And the calipers, which were refurbished by Big Red, they actually came off an A3 3.2. Michelin Pilot Sport 4 tyres, brilliant all-season tyre. God no, that's not all-season, is what people call winters, but I'd use them all season, summer, winter like it is now. They're great. I've got some winter tyres and I've got some R888s for track, so you know these are just good for everything else. I've done the back brakes as well. They're the vented ones off an R32. Again, Big Red calipers, yellow stuff pads, yellow stuff discs as on the front. I've got to get these wheels refurbished because they're not in brilliant shape. And it's a pretty tidy car. There is a bit of rust on the front wing on the driver's side, but it's not excessive as yet, and it will get done by Volkswagen under warranty, I hope. I really need to follow that up soon, but it could be worse. It's a bit chippy on the front, but it's not bad. I love it. I love it a lot. That's why I've driven out here to Wales to enjoy it. Probably not a good idea, but it wasn't too cold today. Okay, so 3-door. Leather's not too bad. That's a standard Edition 30 leather, part the lovely tartan. Multi-function steering wheel is really good, and it works with the nav which I fitted recently. Got Bluetooth as well, and cruise. I think the stalks are non-genuine, about 20 quid, and you know they work really well. Had a few problems with the alarm on this, so I had to take all the headlining out not long ago. It did wake me up in the middle of the night, and I only ever wanted to do that the once. Original mats are still pretty tidy. It's just a great car. If I could pick a fault on it, it's that it's a bit thirsty. I'll tell you what, let's have a look under the bonnet. So performance wise, we've got standard 230 horsepower, well mapped up. These go to about 300. Pipe across air filter and a carbon air intake, both fitted by JKM Performance when the previous owner had it. I've also had to replace the aircon condenser, which is a common problem on these. Lots of common problems now, they're getting old and they're worth so much. You really don't want to buy one that has all the problems when you're paying 10 grand for one. This was a lot less than that. Don't mention the R8's caps. It wasn't me, honest, it was the previous owner, and I just can't be bothered to change them. This one actually came apart after the first track day and damaged the paint on the bonnet, so that was nice. NGK supplied some low temp plugs for the car as well, because being mapped it runs hotter. You don't want the old ones to break, to melt or whatever they do when they get too hot, because that's not good. So yeah, it's 300 horsepower. it's probably about as fast as you'd ever want for a front wheel drive car. I think Edition 30, Club Sport S is a bit better in traction. I don't know, it's got like 10 years of development of chassis to help it put the power down, but this is a bit of a handful. But unless you overpower the wheels with the throttle and you're clumsy, the chassis is actually fantastic. And when it's not on the tired shocks it's on now, because I've got to change them before this track day season coming up in 2018, it would be a brilliant car. I mean, it's great now, but you do find the limits on a road like this, and you know you can do so much better with this Mark V shell that it's really got to be done. So it's looking like KW Club Sport 2 grams worth of suspension just to do it properly and do it once. Anyway, let's get back to driving, because look where we are, and it's not raining, and it's December the 30th. Okay guys, well here we are on the A4069, the Black Mountain Road, just by Llangadog, and I've already seen a Mark 7 Golf R and a new RS3, so must be on the right road here. Yeah, it's pretty stunning, so let's just see how we get on then. It's quite narrow, the surface is a bit damp, got no Armco, so it's pretty it's going to be pretty painful if you come off. It's quite blind as well now. I can feel the climb just slowing the car down a bit now. It's quite steep here. You get farm vehicles as well going quite fast, but the visibility is pretty good so far, so you can cut a few corners, no oversteer to enjoy on this side. It's only 40 miles an hour guys, so you do have to take it easy, but with corners like this, if you're trying to keep on the right side of the road, it's quite challenging even at that kind of speed. Wow. The hairpin. It's great. With a rear drive car, you just get on the gas and it would help you around. This just pushes on a little bit. So we're on Michelin Pilot 4 tyres. I don't do the 4S in this size. A bit of ESP there. And they're great. I think any tyre is going to struggle with the amount of torque this car in its modified form puts through its front wheels. But they're pretty good. It's a car park full of Evo type cars there, an M2, Focus RS and an Impreza, so hopefully this place hasn't gone the way of the Evo Triangle. At 40 miles an hour, surely it can't. There's a bit of loose gravel on here, which should be a bit of a worry in a nice car, but in this car I'm not too worried. The surface is pretty good. It's a bit eroded, but then at this kind of altitude it's going to be, wow, an amazing view on a bend where you don't really want to be looking at the view. It's sensational, absolutely sensational. Wow. So it's very much like the Evo Triangle in that you've got a lot of moorland and big views and mountains. It just seems like it's on a bigger scale, because the Evo Triangle is a bit of an oddity for the area it's in, while this looks like this is the area around here for quite a long distance. Whoa, Jesus Christ. Yeah. 40 miles an hour is pretty good. So, but I guess even this road is making me realise that the suspension change on this car is long overdue. It's on its original suspension, there's like an odd spring and probably an odd shock here and there, and it's fine most of the time, but when you get a road like this, which is kind of a bit bumpy and a bit narrow, you really want to be precise. It's just a little bit sketchy. big rocks at the side of the road as well, which aren't going to help your insurance claim. Just make sure you brake in a straight line. That's lovely. Yeah, actually the speeds are deceptive. You do need to be careful. It reminds me of driving around the ring where you look down and you think, bloody hell, ooh, there's a corner. So yeah, you need to keep your wits about you, because I don't know, I think I'd probably rather hit a barrier at the ring than go off here. Wow, this is absolutely breathtaking, but a bit narrow. So it widens a bit here, there's no traffic, good visibility. It's a bit like driving in the Alps, and that you can see, bloody hell, the sheep. You've got to remember the sheep, yeah, they're not particularly going to be good for your car if you hit one, let alone for the poor sheep. Wow. So we're really lucky. Last time I checked, I'll work out how to do it on this car, it was 12 degrees. It's 8.5 now, but we have gone up. But can you imagine if it's 5 down there, which sounds great, you get here and it's minus something, this road will be quite terrifying actually. It looks like we're descending now from the top of this pass. A bit more green and a bit less of the sort of orange moorland now. Those brakes are still fantastic. And inherently this car has a wonderful chassis, but the shocks are just a little bit tired. They're not being as well damped as they could be, and driving a Club Sport S every so often does put that into perspective. So here we are in the Brynaman. It's probably pronounced completely differently, but yeah, I think I'll turn around anyway. Okay guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video in Wales with Project GTI. If you have, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more. I'm doing a bit more content now, I'm a bit more motivated for some reason. So if you've enjoyed it, come back and I'll see you for the next one soon. Cheers.